It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds. You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility. He can sense that your heart beats steadily and acknowledges that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin is like a tree without roots. It's important to stay grounded. You share the same fate as the tree. Out of Date says there's a time for everything. And now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone. Think of the present, because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things. If you continue to do good, good will follow you. If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So, he's prepared for the worst, something he calls the Ark. He hopes you're right. He gets that you mean the journey continues either way, but personally he wants the tree to survive. Out of Date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees. He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core. The contamination disrupted what we now know as Ki energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate. He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head. It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real. He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground. The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out. The Ark has room for 4 more, and he trusts you'll apply wisdom to your compassion and choose whom to save if the world comes to end. He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark in the event of a cataclysm. Out of Date says the time has come for you to reconcile with your past. Lupa Lupin is still staying in the camp where he was brought up. He hopes you'll find the answers you are looking for there. Even though darkness is a part of your nature, he suggests you try to keep your cool, as the best fighter is never angry. He'll point you in the right direction, but the rest is up to you. This part of the journey is one you'll have to do on your own. Lupin's camp has always been there, hidden deep inside the mountains. Out of Date hopes you'll find your way and the answers you were looking for once you're there. He knows he said it before, but the time has come to put an end to the Lupin's reign of terror. You should get over there, come face to face with destiny. It's going to be you against the Lupin. No rules. He wonders what's on your mind. Says you're welcome back. Lupin's camp has always been there, hidden deep inside the mountains. Tread carefully here. This is Lupin's camp. Rough and tumble. Watch out for you. Lupin says he's been looking for you. He wanted you to come here and see for yourself where it all started. He was so little when your mother and kin came here to put an end to his mother just because she was different, a hunter. That night, the hunter became the hunted, trapped with nowhere to run. He says your mother showed no mercy. Only vengeance. He can see that you're not like your mother. There's something different about you. Maybe you would have made a better decision than she did, and let them be. They orphaned him, left him alone, an outcast and a freak. Looper Lupin says he's been reliving the moment every night since then. He says your mother and her disciples started something that couldn't be undone. They created the monster he would become. He knew his time would come, and he was patient. So, when he got news about your birth, he knew how to get revenge that would last. Just so. That's why he spared you that night he raised the village when you were a child. He wanted you to suffer for life, like he had. He marked you for life, so he'd recognize you when you met again, and you'd eventually remember where you came from. His hunger grew insatiable over the years to come. He tried, but being vegetarian wasn't in his nature, and he couldn't go hungry. But he's never taken a life for the sake of appetite. It's always been about survival, and that our true self is being who we are. A deep look into nature will make you understand everything better, and that natural selection eliminates, and the strongest survive. Fate is for those too weak to determine their own destiny, and now the time has come for you to accept yours. Light is the best, period. Feels dank down below the dirt.
Momombusu muk bebuk.
Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy.
Mauketo tolu ayadre kim hobe bekuku hifar muk.
He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Noko in the east.
Vunko vuntubo. Lua tolu tuma.
Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Noko.
Vunko vuntubo. Mopu far kobi.
He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Noko and making sure she gets what she needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date was spot on. The hoof puff needs to be stopped. Out of Date says that Noko is worried now that the Eastern World Eater is stepping up its activity.
Fabube muk kofar valu alu hero.
He explains that Noko keeps a fabled steed that she has planned to ride out to the World Eater, but needs help to get it prepared. Out of Date suggests that you should head east as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He's happy to help. Says talking to you was interesting. Check out that plastic scrap over there. You can make something from that. old munch house. Imagine having hot food brought to you. Yeah, you could probably make something glossy with plastic scrap. The simplest thing. Hey, nice shot. Go on, catch it. The Tree of Life still... You need to align the knobs so that they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count.
Kidlo.
Thinks the Netra tribe has the most stone-hearted members.
Kuali.
Will be around when you return. Things are happening. It's not just anyone that's awake and moving. Rubber strap. Great for when you need a bit of flex.
Dana untizavel waksan makale zegi.
That's the third Aurora totem. Only one left until you have the answer. Daytime is the best time to get things done. A gutway will always be nauseating. That's just the way it is. Biomutant makes your skin crawl. Seems the nozzles need to be regulated to set the pipe workings in motion. Just a few moves left to make them count. Now that's unblocked, there's nothing stopping the flow. The darkness swallows everything at night. Down is easy, up is the hard bit. Vump is the place to be, obviously. Let's see. It's time for an adventure, for good or bad.
Solidi.
Begs you to help him out. He's covered in sludge.
Zonval tutrak
He can't get it off and it's making him squick-sick.
tu lida utubol.
Can you find a way to get him clean before he dies?
Mayokol kol male. Yo dal dalit.
Says he was bopping along and slipped into a pool of sludge.
Kole maite zoma.
Says he figured out what he needs to get clean.
Tatuta.
See that giant toofer brush up on that tall sign?
Raki dilata.
That would be the perfect scrub brusher.
Toyota.
Says he'll do whatever they can. Just hurry.
Oh, the light just... it hurts your eyes, am I right?
You can still see how ugly the dark can be.
We're not hiding in the dark. We revel in it.
Well, you should be hiding. From mirrors, mostly.
Now that's just mean. You're not wrong, just mean.
This region is known as the Canuckstonies. You can't find a harder place in the world. Grit. There's the big gum brush we need to get that greased up critter clean. Shake it loose. The darkness is done for now. Yerp Fields, where the echo of your
Tuhati oi.
says your all was a fun chatterbox.
Namayenale.
Says you should take it easy.
Voichevon plastiwo.
What a scrub-a-dub. So clean.
Namayenale.
Welcomes you back. No need to brush this time.
Voichevon plastiwo.
Says goodbye to you. The oil claimed this land a long time ago. At least the rain doesn't burn too bad. A crossway. This means you have a choice to make. Which way? That's a pling-plong booth from the bygone. Back when you needed to cable words via buzz. Looks like the control box handles need to be wheeled to buzz the wire. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Wired up and ready to go. Everyone loves a good hat. A perfect fit. Nothing, see? It's locked. Breathe in that day shine. It's not too bad. It's a game of life. Yours and everyone else's. Want to get your arms swole? Got to time it right to make them work. Left, right, left, right. Pumping good. Looking better. Bad place to be dizzy. That's a motored blind box dispenser. These auto markets were quite popular in the long gone for those who had coin left for fun. You shouldn't be surprised if you stumble on more of these. It's an electro panel, a closed loop that pushes volty spark. Flick the switches in order to greenlight the current and activate the electrons in the panel. Good. The loop is electrified enough to spark. You can see so much farther in the light. That old home might not be stripped clean yet. At least you're not coming out of this empty-handed. This could be the beginning of the end of everything. A biohazard like that can make it real. You need to turn the pegs in sync. Just a few moves left. Make them count. You really put a spin on it. Up for grabs. Just put one foot in front of the other. Easy. You run like the wind. Mysteries unlocked. That ain't bad. Don't let anything go to waste. The daytime makes it harder for things to sneak up on you. Head on. Almost there. Ah, see that e-waste? Always handy. Ah, the Gnote pen. Noko never leaves this place. She's always put the living things first. Look at those notices on the board. Too bad the Gnotes couldn't read them. If you wander around here, you might find Noko. She just loves those Gnotes. Once the power ran out, it made sense to ride Gnotes. And that tradition continued through the years. Powered types of transportation polluted the world, but didn't poop in the street. Obviously, they didn't have their priorities right in those days. Watch your step here, and you might find tracks of another traveler. Much harder to see outside now. Let's see.
Puri kombala muma. Asil natu.
Nooks isn't an easy language, but at least it's manageable. She says she is so happy to see you again.
Inadabsunka puri kombala muma.
She wonders if you remember her. She's Noko. She let you ride her Majut when you were a kid.
Domale tuk.
Noko remembers you used to chase around with so much energy and is glad to see you haven't lost any of that spark.
Very?
But that's all long gone now, though. Memories show us where we've been, not where we're going.
Taifanamenuma kanyala no toro.
Is sure they'll come back on their own once you stop forcing them. Hopefully not to haunt you, though. You've suffered enough already.
Pala kialdo male kanodo.
Noko remembers those days too, but she never lets herself wallow in them, no matter how tempting that can be.
Dere Kialdumale Canodo. Andro?
She sees you're back to buck with Lupa Lupin. Can't see how there's any way to avoid that now. Not for long, at least.
Sadurutu. Monibasa.
She says the horrors of your younger days were enough to ruin anyone, but not you. You've got all that cheer about you still.
Kodutuku. Ferena Masalapu. Monibasa.
Noko says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk back down it any time you like, until it's worn smooth. But you get to blaze your own trail from here.
Ariaroche nui mumera.
Then you are stronger than her. She can't help wanting Lupa Lupin to pay for what he did to her Gnotes, despite the fact it's against her nature.
It's like the whole world is glowing.
Oh, shine like that and the dark disappears.
Now that's the right idea, Dark. Just disappear.
You know, I'm starting to think you don't like me.
I don't!
Pial tuma dumale tuk.
Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones.
Kala.
You can't do everything you want, can't go everywhere, can't see everything, only what you can.
Kialdumale canodo. Sanna yote.
So happy the world is going to live, would have been crushed to see all the Gnotes die with it.
Tukonda. Ariaroche nui mumera.
Likes that you stood up for the world and spurred your way toward helping it out.
Urasa durut.
Glad you saw the light with the myriad. They always bring a sparkliness to any day, and sometimes the nights do.
Kamonu.
Says that's only for a little while, and when your eyes clear, you see everything even better than before.
Inadabsunka.
But let's not speak of that now.
Anora kapapom.
She has an idea where the Majut might have gone, as there's no other place it likes as much as its own corner of the open wild. She's even named it the Majut Meadow.
Vaseno kasaman verut. Asil natu.
The Majut will recognize the scent you've attracted while being here, so it'll probably trust you enough to follow you.
Aplitonumuta.
You should lead the Majut back here when you find it. It's going to take time to get it calm enough to be able to ride out to the World Eater.
Sadurutu.
It's the most magnificent creature she's ever encountered. A creature straight out of a dream or story. Found it! Even under all the muck in the Gnote pen. Hard to believe the Gnotes didn't trample it. They seem faster than you, and don't forget that when you ride them, they do all the work to keep you moving. You should keep moving. Can't let those Gnotes blaze the trails for you. Seems dirty down here in the dirt. that e-waste? You could use that for sure. Heroes make for the best stories. It's up to you if you want to be one. You found the Majut meadow. Watch out for the Majut.
Massa ariaroche nui mumera. Brumblena marsamongunundun.
Now that the Majut is back in the pen, it seems calm. But Noko is still concerned.
Pendrine senema.
She says the Majut is still anxious, but fortunately she knows just the thing it needs to calm down.
Canoruta. Canamunta.
The Majut once found and ate a bonbon gummy by mistake, and that the chewing really calmed it down.
Pendrine senema. Camonu. Anaro lute.
She says that you should find some bonbon gummies for the Majut by the crossway. At least, that's where she found some last time.
Camonu. Canyalano toro. Anaro lute.
It's easy to describe. A crossway is where roads meet in a knot and merge. This one is in Sector 7J, if you're familiar with Out-of-Date's map. Cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate the dispenser. Just a few moves left. Make them count. What you see is what you get, once it's out of the blind box, that is. The planet keeps spinning, and new days keep coming. With its attention diverted to the chewy bonbon gummy, the Majut calms down. But Noko is still concerned. She's relieved the Majut has calmed down, but you'll need a heavier sit-tight to ride it than the one she's got. The only sit-tight she can think of that would be heavy enough is one she's spotted mounted on an old-world mecha-Majut. If she remembers correctly, she spotted it at the Smilo Shopperia while scavenging for treats for the Gnotes. That's not so far away. Seems the old world had plenty to offer, and all in one place for those obsessed with material things. Almost too much, if you ask her. The Smilo Shopperia. Guess shopping here put a smile on your face. Better hold on to that. Locked, but good. The antenna needs to be pointed in the right direction. Just a few moves left. Make them count. As the iBox broadcasts, it's hit or miss, but when it does hit, it's usually right in the feels. Feel that sunshine. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Now hold on. You need to loosen the bolts without rattling the mechanism. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's it. The sit-tight is loose. Time to stop horsing around and get the sit-tight back to Nocco. Give your mount a pat and pick a path. Yuck! That there's a sludge gush field where the company used to suck sludge from the underground. Now it's all over. That notice board is cleaner than just about anything else around here. You're nudging up toward a played-out sludge field. Just follow your nose. This place used to pump sludge from the ground for fuel. If you think the sludge was nasty, it was worse when the Toxanol Corporation burned it. Some of it, but mostly they sent it to plants where they turned it into go juice, and then burned that. You can probably find a track around here if you look hard enough. looks cute. Never take air for granted again. There you go. One bona fide track. Even out here in the middle of all this mess, there were... Oh, they took tankers and tankers of it. Felt like they could have filled the ocean with that junk. Thinking about the goo, well, maybe they did. The tracks roll on from here to lands far beyond. Upsy-daisy. It's just one peak after another. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. It's not so bad. I still have some stuff in it. Took care of it. Get the rhythm going well. One arm, then the other. Pumping good. Looking better. Your destiny waits on the path you'll take to avoid it.
Basanna jotpa. Taifanamenuma. Monibasa.
Now that the Majut's got a mouthful of bonbon gummy and the brand new sit-tight is in place, the Majut is ready to ride.
Tukonda. Andro?
Nocco's been training another fantabulous little critter that'll hopefully become a distraction for the hoof puff when you confront it.
Kialdo male canodo. Polakudo.
She's called them glitter moths, and the best way to find them is to go talk to Mito. She's asked him to keep them somewhere safe.
Andro?
You'll find Mito at Brightlight. He's a light-headed fellow, but hopefully he'll remember where he stored the moths.
Brumblera marsamon.
They're small airborne creatures with bright reflective wings and a conspicuous fluttering flight.